Hello guys, it is me Dominic, and I just wanted to record a quick loom to explain how we helped an e-commerce client for low at $440,000 in new revenue in 90 days using our unique mechanism, compound conversion testing, all while increasing conversion rate by 36% and total orders by 55%. So you can imagine how much that affects customer lifetime value down the line. This will trickle down into a lot more extra revenue than if we just look at the first order. But all of this was without any increase in ad spend. Anything changed? There was nothing changed in the ad manager. So let's look at the before. Before they signed with us in June, they made $64,000 on their online store with 35,000 visitors in 23 days. And after, in August, 2 months later, they made $101,000 with 34, almost 35K sessions. Excuse me. So 35, almost the same amount of sessions and $40,000 in extra revenue in 2 months of working with us. In the first 90 days of the campaign, we added $440,000 in extra annual revenue, 57% increase in overall revenue, a 36% increase in site-wide conversion, and a 2% increase in store-wide average order value. So let me give you guys some background on this. Forlo is a hunting apparel brand based in the US, and everything they do and everything they have already done is in the USA. Manufacturing, sourcing products, and printing, all of it is in the US. One of the most competitive markets that you can dive into. So they are very well established, and they have 4 physical retail locations, and they found us via an email promotion. And their main struggles was that their conversion rate has always been under 1%. Always. And that is not really good because, at that point you really only can focus on making better creatives and improving your acquisition. I mean, that's what they've done to try to fight that, to hopefully get customers at a better rate, get a lower CPMs, and that's really one way to improve profitability in eCom. Reduce your CPMs, reduce your cost per clicks, and CAC as well. But if you really want to be practical with it, if you understand how to convey your key points of difference to new customers throughout your funnel, then you can very well improve revenue per user on the website, and that will decrease CAC, decrease cost of acquisition, and then you'll be able to invest more into ads. You'll have better margins, and then you'll be able to outperform and outbid competitors. So it always trickles down into many more things. So it's not just about putting some payment icons on the product page, as some people think CRO works. So as I said, it was difficult for them to convey their key points of difference to brand new customers and cold audiences, and their products are expensive, so it was getting increasingly difficult to communicate why their products were priced premium versus their competitors, and why customers should still buy from them instead of going over and buying a cheaper option. And our hypothesis was that their site was not mobile optimized, and the shopping experience was creating a lot of friction for first-time users. And we came up with the idea that by increasing their site speed, and focusing on the mobile experience, improving that will result in an increase in conversion rates. And so here's what we did. We did an in-depth audit, as we always do with all of the clients that we sign. This is a 60-70 page document going over, problems that we see in GA. More so identifying whether or not there are any bugs in GA, the drop-offs, the key customer path that people take, and looking at heat maps to identify where people scroll, where people click, and session recordings too. So that gives us an idea as to how people interact with the site. So as I said, Google Analytics to identify key drop-off points in the customer journey, heat map installation and analysis to see which pages cause the most friction for users to buy, and also identify which elements were most important to the buying process, and an in-depth analysis of top competitors to identify key features their sites had that our client did not. And also customer feedback survey, which is really important. So recent buyers, we always ask recent buyers, why they bought from us and not a different store, not a cheaper option. And that really, uncovers unique selling propositions and points of differentiation for copy and also design purposes that we can later use in the funnel to show this to new customers, to articulate these, and that will, motivate more new-time customers and cold audiences to buy from us. And then, yes, we got into step 2, which is the 90-day game plan. And from there, we created a roadmap of test hypotheses that were backed by data. Really important. These were not just ideas, because we always like to do all of these research parts and cross-reference the data to make sure that we come up with the most, relevant test ideas and not just test things that we think are going to work, because implementing best practices is like putting it all on red. It's not reliable. So we had our developers increase their site speed first. This was a low-hanging fruit for us that immediately allowed us to see an increase in conversion rate. And then we began running tests. We began split testing their mobile menu navigation, which gave us a sizable increase in conversion rates. And from there, we continued to hit back-to-back winning tests, some of which yielded on upwards of a 30% increase in conversion rate. And then we also started implementing upsells. And so as we continued testing, we consulted with their internal team on an upsell strategy to start moving the needle on AOV, which is a really practical way overall to improve those margins without needing to do anything special. Just giving a better offer for people that ordered for a higher amount. We can also, try gamification journeys, for example. So like the more they order, the more benefits they get and the bigger discounts they get. It's a really important part of it. And then, there's still a lot of work we can do on the AOV side, but we were still able to increase their site-wide conversion rate by 36%. So what's next for Low? They are now in a position to scale profitably, and since working with us, they've now increased their traffic volume by 110%. So that is why I say you can, thanks to the new profits, reinvest more into ads and then outbid competitors and get more traffic, get higher quality traffic, and it just starts a really good hamster wheel of positive feedback loop and more profits, better acquisition, better profits. Yeah, that's about it. So our service was the missing link that really allowed them to start cranking up the traffic volume. And since we drastically reduced their cost per acquisition, they now feel more comfortable doubling their ad spend. And like most brands, Forlow never thought to optimize their backend. They were stuck in the scale limbo, where they hit a ceiling of how far they could scale and spend before becoming unprofitable, which we see a lot of brands have. And it's not necessarily the offer or the product market fit that is a problem here. It might be a really good, system that they have set up. But still, because of the missing links, the bad parts in the funnel and the big drop-offs and the bounce rates, these really can cause a difficulty in scaling. So by improving their mobile experience and working on fundamentals, the basics, honestly, such as site speed, they were able to unlock the key to scale. And this client has only paid us $15K so far for the first 90 days, the first 3 months, and we made them back over $440,000 in new annual revenue, which is a 30x ROI. So if you want results like these, so you can profitably scale on cold traffic while seeing a 30% increase in conversions, while massively increasing your company's net profits, book a completely free, no string attached CRO audit below with us, or just feel free to DM me to learn more about us and for more information. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a fantastic rest of your week. Stay awesome.